Welcome back. You're watching Firecrackers. Of course, we always get to take time to reflect on issues of national interest. Tonight, we will stray away from security for a moment and get to talk about 2023, which is just around the corner, and the fact that the talk about Igbo Presidency has continued to generate a lot of controversy and national debate. We will get some perspective tonight from that region. Right here in the studio, I'm joined by a Nigerian technocrat and politician, the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, pharmacist Mazi Sam Oha Abunwa. Mazi, thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming. Was I close?
Well, you tried. You did better during the mock than the...
Okay, than this. All right, Mazi. Yeah. We'll get some perspective tonight as we talk about this issue of Igbo Presidency in 2023. Well, I also understand that I still have Somto in Texas. Somto Ikejofor is also in Texas, and of course, Ambrose Igboke is also in Enugu. Well, thank you for staying with us, Ambrose, and Somto, of course, right from that region. We'll come and speak with you very, very shortly. But Mazi, let's begin with you. I have learned as a journalist to ask some very simple and sometimes I'll call it essential question. Who can be described as an Igbo man?
An Igbo man is a man created by God in his own discretion to come from a region of Nigeria who, like the way God created other people from different ethnic groups and put them in different parts of the world and giving them certain endowments. The endowment I've seen that God has given to an Igbo man is endowment for hard work, endowment for search for how to improve his life consistently, endowment in believing in let and live and let live. The Igbo man doesn't want people to, he doesn't want to beg for anything. He wants to work. He believes in his ability to work and create wealth. He's a very, 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 very forward-looking person, generally interested in creating development and bringing light wherever he is. And he makes home anywhere he finds himself.
You say an Igbo man does not like to beg?
Yeah, he likes to work. He doesn't like to be
is that not the case right now?
Spoon-fed.
Is that not the case right now with the Igbo Presidency? Is the region not practically begging?
I don't see I don't see anything like begging. I don't see, people are making a case. If you live in a multi-ethnic group, if you live in a place where you're living with other people,
okay,
and you have a viewpoint, you present your viewpoint and try to, convince them to see your point. It's not begging.
All right,
you're begging when you think you do not deserve it. You are begging when you want people to do you, to just be nice to you. But when you negotiate, when you make your case, when you present your point of view, it is logic and persuasion.
So are negotiations ongoing right now?
Persuasion, yes. Persuasion.
Negotiations and persuasions?
Yes.
With who, if I may ask?
With fellow Nigerians. Because Igbo can make themselves anything in the country. And nobody from any part of this country can become anything within the context of Nigeria without negotiating with other people, without making a case.
Let me just ask this question. Why has the issue of Igbo Presidency continued to spark a lot of national debate?
Well, I have never seen when other things didn't spark national debate. When the North said it was their turn, there was national debate. When the West said it was their turn, there was national debate. It has always been national debate. Wherever you have a multi-ethnic group, a federation, a conglomeration of people, there will always be discussion. There will always be, can call it debate. So I do not see anything extraordinary in this case. The only thing that we have seen is that because it looks like it's taking a long time, post-Civil War, for the people from the southeast, you can say Igbo people, to decide to come out boldly to seek an opportunity to be allowed to serve the country at the highest level. That's what it's taken a long time. They have been fairly not involved, you might say so, in this competition.
Let's get perspective from other Igbo sons and son and daughter in Enugu, the coal city of Enugu, and of course in Texas where Somto is. Somto, I don't know how much of Igbo is still in you, but we'll come to you very shortly. Ambrose. Okay, she says it's there. Okay, Ambrose, let's begin with you. Is Igbo presidency long overdue?
My elder there, Mazo Habonwa, Ekenemu. Then I also want to, what I would like to correct, I'm an Igbo man, and when we talk of Igbo presidency, not Igbo, the white man could not pronounce the GB, so he changed it to Igbo. So we are Igbos and not Igbos. Having said that, the Igbo presidency is due. It is where we talk about equity, political equity. What Igbos have contributed to the political landscape in Nigeria cannot be overemphasized. Therefore, the Igbo has perpetually supported other sections of the polity when it is their own turn. They have supported the Hausas when it was the turn of the Hausas. They supported the Yorubas when it was their turn. They supported the Niger Delta people when it was their turn. And so they have been very good sportsmen when it comes to political arena in Nigeria. Therefore, when I say it is the Igbo presidency, it is. Therefore, it behoves on other sections of Nigeria to also support the Igbo, because when it was their turn, the Igbo supported them. Let's talk about the political, rotation from 1999, where we are in the present political dispensation. When it was 1999, of course, to compensate the Southwest because of the June 12 annulment, President Olusegun Obasanjo was called upon to be president. After 8 years, it rotated back to the North. Now, the rotational presidency has always been between the North as a bloc, as a political bloc, and the South as a political bloc. Now, when it comes to the South, the Southwest has produced. The South has produced for 6 years. The Southwest did 8 years. South did 6 years. Now, the North is the incumbent president, and he's on the 6th year, and will finish his 8 years by God's grace. When that is achieved, the political rotation ought to revert to the South. And equity only suggests the fact that since the Southwest has produced, the South has produced, the only region in the political southern political bloc of Nigeria not to produce the presidency is the Southeast. Therefore, well-meaning Nigerians should ensure that it is the son of the Southeast to produce the presidency. What am I saying? I'm saying that all political parties who have, equity, natural justice, and fairness as their mantra should endorse Igbo political flag bearers from all the parties, be it the APC, the PDP, the APGA, all other political parties in Nigeria should ensure that it is the Igbo presidential candidate that is endorsed in 2023, because it has to move to the South. And when it comes to the South, it's only the Southeast that have not produced in the South. So that is definitely because Igbos have invested so much in the political experiment of Nigeria. And it is only right and rightful for them to produce the president in 2023.
So much for your thoughts and your views. Very shortly, we will just take a break. But let's see if we can just get Somto. Somto, probably for starters, Somto, if you're still with us, for starters, prove to us how much Igbo is still left on your inside and what you make about this. Why do you think that the Igbos are due?
Titoma, Mazi, good morning to the Mazi in the studio. Honestly,
seems to have lost connection with Somto. We'll see how we can reestablish that connection with her very shortly. Mazi, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this discussion. I've been very concerned and particular about how united the Southeast is as a region, and how this is going to play out in the coming months to the build up to 2023.
Let me ask you not to be disturbed. I don't think that we are disunited. Igbo or the Southeast, they are not disunited. You see, we have a nature. We are a nature, a democratic people, a Republican group of people who don't always take no for an answer, who don't always accept one view, one perspective. We like to debate, we like to discuss. If you see the culture of the Igbo, if they have a problem, they come to the OB and they bring everybody to say their mind. At the end of the day, they usually go out with one decision. So at the time you see everybody speaking their minds and sometimes presenting their case as forcefully as they can, you think that they will never come to a unanimity of position. They often do. I grew up properly as an Igbo man, and I know we can come to the OB with different perspectives, but we live often with one. So that many people are going to come with different perspective on this issue is nothing strange to me, and I believe at the end of the day there's going to be a unanimity of view, at least majority.
All right.
You can't get the Igbo to agree all on one issue. It's going to be difficult, but majority will agree, and that's what is important in a democratic set.
All right, Mazi. So Somto is back. Somto, sorry, we lost your connection with you for a moment. Maybe you can go over what you said again. I'm not sure we got that, but I heard it on my Bluetooth. But let's see now. How much of Igbo is still left on your inside? Been in the US for quite some time now. And what do you think about this? Is this a possibility? Igbo Presidency 2023, just around the corner.
Mazi, good morning, Tutoma. Is it a possibility? It is a possibility, but let me prefix this by saying representation matters, right? But does the tribe of the president really matter though? It kind of doesn't, to be honest with you guys, because what matters is the competency. I understand the need for us to be represented. I understand, and I have read the history. I know I did not live through the war. I'm still relatively young for that, but my parents lived through the war. My dad told me about it. But what matters to me is the competence of the candidate, not the tribe of the candidate. Because what I see these days, I see a lot of like Igbo celebrities coming online talking about, their run for the presidency. I don't want a celebrity to be president. If not, I'm going to have the same recap as Donald Trump again. I don't want that. I want someone who's competent. So to me, the tribe of the person does not matter. What matters is the competence of the person. Does it happen to be that those coming out now who seem very competent at Igbo? Yes, it happens to be that. But does the tribe of the president matter? Not exactly. Not exactly.
Opening thoughts on this particular topic. This is Firecrackers. Let's take a breather. We're back in just a moment as we begin to wind down on the show tonight. Stay with us. You're welcome back. Now, let's begin to wind down on the show tonight. Mazi, let me begin with you. A lot has been playing out in that region. I mean, very recently we had the Olu incident. We know what happened or played out with IPOP. We know that right now it does appear that I'm trying to be very careful with my words now, but let me just even ask you, what do you make out of what has just played out very recently, the Olu incident, the IPOP incident, and then the fact that it does appear that the governors are even against Biafra?
Well, the truth of the matter is that every nation has to resolve to solve its problems. And wherever you have injustice, inequity, on fairness, there is going to be some social disruption. I agree with Somto that what we should be talking about is we're looking for a competent Nigerian president. We're looking for a Nigerian president that is competent, has character, and has courage. You need competence, character, and courage to effect a change and to back the Nigeria we're talking about. However, I'll go back to the point that in a federation where you have different nationalities, sometimes to create a sense of belonging and a buy-in, there may be the need, as the first speaker said, to rotate leadership in a manner that gives wholesomeness. Because election is by number. Now, there are some dominant ethnic groups. And if you just keep talking about competence all over the world. On every ethnic group has competence. If you just talk about competence, some minority people like the South may never have the opportunity. So a country decides that for equity and for bringing belongingness, at least let's do it once. Give each side an opportunity. Thereafter, we can throw it open. I believe that at the end of the day, it has to be purely on competence. I was chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, president of NACA, chairman of MAN. None of them came because I came from any particular ethnic group. It was based on your competence and ability to deliver. But that is as that is, because these are private sector organizations. But when we're talking about a federation, every country decides, depending on this level of development. In the United States, you may not know that because they've gone to a particular level of development. There's a high level of political sophistication, but we have not achieved that in Nigeria. IPOB and all the things you're seeing are symptoms of some grumbling, of some unhappiness, of some feeling of marginalization, malalignment, and misjudgment. And in your family, if you find a member of your family unhappy, what do? You go and say, what can I do to make you happy? He tells you he's feeling that he's not being well taken care of, he's not being properly consulted. You find a way to make him happy. It's not to just castigate him and say, go to hell. Then that means you don't want unity in that country. Where you have 12 children, 1 or 2 will raise issues, and it's your position as the father or the leader to call them back and pat them on the back and show them that you are not doing anything against them. Because some of this marginalization and maltreatment may just be perceived, it may not be real. But the job of a nation builder is to harness everybody and give each person a sense of belonging. Because if we don't have peace and we're not pulling together, we'll not achieve the Nigeria of our dreams. We need a uniting vision, and for anybody to work for that vision, he has a sense of feeling that he's the owner of that mission. And if the mission succeeds, he will be a beneficiary. But if he thinks he's a bystander, he's a minority, he's a second class, he's not going to bring out his best. And that will sub-optimize what Nigeria can be.
All right, Mazi, we will come back to you very shortly. But Bruce, let's stay with this issue of unity in the region. Just how united is the Southeast region as the build-up to 2023 continues?
When the political actors sometime in 1998-99 agreed that they would cede power to the Southwest, some major political parties like AD, APP then, and even the PDP ceded their presidential candidates to the Southwest and the favored candidates of Southwest extraction. We should be united in that kind of equity and fairness in this 2023, where the major political parties will also say, oh, it is the turn of the Southeast. Southeast, go back home, get us a very competent, just like what Somto is saying, get us a very competent leader to, come up and contest the presidential presidency in the different political parties. A rotational presidency for a federating state like Nigeria is very, very valid. I think it's in Sweden or something that in a Scandinavian country where there are provinces, I think 7 of them, where each region produces a rotation of 5 years for each province to produce presidents. So it is for equity. So even European countries and some other countries do rotation as a sense of equity. So it is not alien to democracy to do. America is purpose fit for America. Other countries are doing what is purpose fit for them. And Nigeria is also doing what is purpose fit for us. We cannot just copy America, hook, line, and sinker and bring it down here. We are multi-ethnic. What America has been able to do is to not bring other people from other countries to their country and then make it even a more international. They're talking about what some tourists about celebrities. In America, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a very good governor in California, and he did very well, and he was a celebrity. So I will not throw away any celebrity. Every Nigerian is, qualified if he has the competence to be the president of the country. And I think the Southeast should be given the opportunity to bring somebody who is competent enough to rule Nigeria from 2020.
All right, gentlemen and lady, we have to go right now because we are absolutely pressed for time. But Mazi, what are your concluding thoughts on this issue? I promise you, we've just always crashed the surface of this Igbo presidency. This is just the part one. We will definitely have another part of this discussion. But what are your concluding thoughts as we
My
round up?
concluding thoughts that Nigeria we need to create a new nation, a new country, where we can aspire to be globally competitive and to be at peace with ourselves in our home. We need to create a country where we live at peace with each other and where we are able to give each person the opportunity to optimize their potentials and get all of us contributing to ramping up productivity and gross domestic product of our country. We must fight poverty. We must fight corruption. We must fight injustice. We must fight insecurity. These are 4 things we need to do, and it will require competent leadership, not one man alone, a core of competent leaders to be able to take Nigeria to its manifest destiny. The unhappiness you see all over the country is a feeling of injustice. I mean, when you go to the Southeast, you see it. And we're saying, let's begin to correct them. And one way to do them is to be sure that every segment of this country is given an opportunity to produce leadership at different levels. If you go to the states, they talk about senatorial levels. They talk about all kinds of things. That's equity, that's justice. There is nowhere there's no competent person. If you say it is to your state, Akwa Ibom, what we need to say is, Akwa Ibom produce the best you have. Every state has good people and also bad people. There's nobody that has monopoly. You go to Jigawa, there are good people who can be as good as anybody else. That is to search for them and bring them on board. So let Nigeria go with this feeling that we can get good people anywhere, but we need to build equity, justice, and fair play so that we can be happy in our nation. Not to be putting on fire. You fight IPOB, you fight Oduduwa, you fight. How long can we continue to do? Money we should use for development, we're using it to buy arms, to fight ourselves. Just by single understanding of organizing our country in a manner that is holistic and where there's justice, equity, and fair play.
That's a good place to anchor our conversation tonight. Somto, maybe in 30 seconds or less, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala made her first visit to Nigeria as DG of the WTO, the World Trade Organization, just yesterday. Is it time for a female Igbo presidency, you think? In 30 seconds or less, please.
Yes, it is time. Hey, right here. It is time. It is absolute time. But yes, representation matters, and I want to extend my sincerest thanks to Mrs. Iweala. She's a shiro. She's my shiro. She represents us well. She does the work well. I'm very proud of her. I was one of those who was pushing for her candidacy to be DG.
Thank you so much, Somto. Well, that's where we have to end the conversation tonight. Unfortunately, we are absolutely pressed for time, but I'd like to thank you so much, Somto Ochuku Ike for life in Texas, in the US. Thank you so much, an international affairs analyst. We'd like to thank you for your thoughts. Ambrose Igboke, media consultant, public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for your thoughts and your views on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, and of course, they're right here in the studio, Nigerian technocrat, politician, president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, pharmacist Mazi Sam Ohu Abunwa. Ohu Abunwa. After the show, I'm sure I'll get more lessons on this name. Mazi, thank you so much for coming to the program. Well, thank you so much, Nigerians, for being a part of the program. On the other side, of course, the program returns next week, Sunday, as we keep talking about issues of national interest. I am Kelly. Egiga. Good evening.